Hi, I'm Ryan, and I'm going to do a review of the Olympus Stylus 1030 SW. This is a buddy of mine's camera he let me borrow for a few weeks, and I have to say I really do like it. I mean, this is probably one of the higher end cameras, higher end meaning more than $200 of camera that I've ever actually used. And one of the cool features about it is that you pretty much can give it to anybody, or you can basically give it to your toddler and they can pretty much chew the crap out of it and it will still be alive and intact. So if you can see in my hands here, it's a pretty solid compact camera. If I turn it on, let's see how long it takes to power on. I'm going to hit the power button right now. Try again. So it's ready to shoot right away. Taking pictures, I'll just take a quick picture. There you go. It takes good 10 megapixel camera photos. One of the cool features I like about it is that it has a section where if you go to scene, you can select the scene. It's like almost pretty much set up for camera user for dummies, and it explains to you, okay, night scene for shooting illuminated scenes in the evening or at night. Uses a slower shutter speed than normal shooting. For best results, stabilize the camera. And that's probably something I really like the most about it. It has one for sport, like if something's moving fast. So for capture, or what's it say? Candle, if there's a candle in the photo. Self-portrait, if you're taking a picture of yourself. That way it focuses better. Got a lot of cool things about it. If you're taking a picture of food, it has a setup for that. If you're taking a picture behind a glass, it has a setting for that. And I kind of like it. Even has this really cool feature I like. It's called Shoot and Select. And I think it goes to a maximum of 3 megapixels. And I think you can't use a flash either. But if you take a look at this, I can take a few pictures and I'll just show you. So there you go. And then you can see behind here that I took a bunch of different photos. And I can choose which ones I want to keep and which ones I want to delete. So I'm just going to delete all of these because none of them are important. If one thing I don't like about it is it doesn't use SD, and personally I like SD because it's pretty much used everywhere. If you open up here, you can see that there's a battery right there. I'll pull the battery right out. Olympus proprietary battery, and we got an SD card. Looks like a 2 gigabyte SD card. Okay. So, there's a 3.6 optical zoom. It says wide zoom. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Other cool things too, it has a section called guide, and that guide function will say, okay, brightening the subject, like if it's set a particular lighting, blurry background, adjust area of focus, and adjusting image quality. So it makes it really easy if you're a real beginner like myself. If you want to take some good photos, it does take some pretty stunning photos, I think, that are pretty high quality. I did do the video, and you know what? I didn't dig into the instructions. He just let me borrow it for the weekend, or for 2 weeks, and I just played with it. And what I've noticed is that it only goes up to I think 640 by 480 a video camera or a resolution, and it does 30 frames per second, which is good. But unfortunately, for some reason, it only does 10 seconds at a time. Now I'm sure there's probably a setting in here. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, I didn't spend a whole lot of time trying to look for it, but for the most part, I couldn't find it. Some other cool settings too is an anti-stabilization feature. So let's go see if I can show you a good way of how this looks like. So, if you can see this, I'm going to zoom in somewhere into my little home office here. And I'm going to put on just probably regular auto mode, okay? I'm going to zoom in right there, okay? You can see it's moving around quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in stabilization mode. And you can see how much of a difference it's improved. Now I'm going to go ahead, put in auto mode, and you can see it's a little harder. It doesn't stabilize very well. I'm holding it as steady as I can. I put it on stabilization mode and it does stabilize pretty decently. And this is probably much more effective if you're zooming in really close. It has this really nice solid frame. It's a good weight. The cool thing about it too is when you zoom in, and the lens doesn't protrude, and it can sit nicely in your pocket. I wouldn't say in your like if you had a front pocket here because it is kind of heavy for that, but you could keep it in there. Probably couldn't run with it though. The navigation of the menus was pretty good. There was a panoramic mode I thought was kind of neat, and that's just kind of fun. What else was there? And then also in this section here, there's a little door that has the DC. Oh, I guess this is probably the charger and USB. And I think that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much my review of this camera. I'm a real gadget person, and I'm going to continue to do more reviews. But this is Ryan, signing out.